This is Broadway, Gotham's famous theater district. Scene almost every evening of happy theatergoers. Scene almost every day of frustrated ticket shoppers. Oh well, another current hit sold out. His suit's a current hit. It's a town and country model at home in the city or the suburbs. Another long-time hit is his camel hair polo coat and the classic double-breasted model. It's one more magnificent product of American mills and manufacturers. Well, don't be discouraged. Try the shows on the next block. Here we are.
Again, I started to see a lot of Glasgow. Now and then, while waiting for a film or a show to start, there might be a hint that the Turban Order was on its way, but it was only a hint. Meanwhile, Glasgow...
Basic leather coat into exciting city fare. When the play's the thing, and you want to capture the spirit of glitter and glamour, there is nothing like the enchantment of leather. Fashion editors all over the world applaud leather and give it top fashion billing with furs, silks, and fine woolens.
Life in Megalopolis offers something for everybody. There are activities to suit everyone's taste for entertainment. Broadway in New York City is famous the world over for its musical comedy, illuminated billboards, serious drama, and the latest movies. For other city dwellers,
where an average of 1,500,000 people pass through every day. Times Square becomes the Great White Way at night when all its spectacular lights go on. For this is the entertainment center. All of New York's leading stage and screen theaters are located along this part of Broadway and adjoining crosstown streets. New York City, the sightseer's paradise, the greatest man-made wonder of the world.
Enriched by the contributions of such greats as Jerome Kern, George Gershwin, Cole Porter, and others, still predominates on Broadway, and as it has for many years, continues to be a major influence on popular music. One of our current writers of show music is Richard Rogers.
Of course, my area is Broadway. This is where I've lived my life, and where I'm still working. Is if you're trying to show a relationship between a boy and a girl, to simplify it, if they sing a short chorus of a song.
It's a great place in the daytime, but there's nothing like New York at night. When that sun drops down behind Jersey, Fun City really turns on. Nothing can stop a New York night, except maybe the arrival of the next day. This is the place to be, right here. George M. Cohn wrote a song, "Give My Regards to Broadway." He's the same guy who said, when you're not on Broadway, you're camping out. Down in Greenwich Village, the New York night is, well, it's different. There's usually a message in the song down here. You see, the village is where the young people come to have their say, to communicate.
At night, the brightest reflection in the skies over New York comes from Manhattan. The biggest entertainment center in the world is the area around Times Square and Broadway, the Great White Way. Within walking distance of Times Square, there are hundreds of theaters, stage plays, and motion pictures.
For entertainment. Broadway in New York City is famous the world over for its musical comedy, illuminated billboards, serious drama, and the latest movies. For other city dwellers, an afternoon...
Nightfall, creating a world of contradiction, of paradoxes in life. The tourist is lured by a sense of adventure in losing himself in a modern Casbah, while the resident prefers an evening spent at a theater off Broadway, where the actors and audience share their common experiences after each performance. Who have contributed to the American heritage.
The quality of life can be best measured by what comes after the basic needs of food and shelter. For most Americans, there's a lot more to living than food and shelter. Ballet and pasta, exotic entertainment and good theater, Chinese fortune cookies and Danish biscuits, good shows and good eating in an intriguing combination of choices. Even knowledge is imported. And altogether, it spells culture. To get dressed up for one's entertainment adds a very special luster to the event. The opera is an import.
Anything upwards of 30 or 40 people there, if it's a decent part. It's a very tough, highly competitive business. There are approximately 45 West End theatres, which are our equivalent of the Broadway theatres. In addition to those, in the Greater London area, we've probably got another 30 or 40. And I should imagine that there are shows running in perhaps 75 of them. Now in London, you can get to see any show for $1 if you're willing to sit up in the gallery. Therefore, you find that in London, your audience is drawn from a complete cross-section of society, where in New York it's confined to the upper middle, upper classes. We've got a far more cosmopolitan audience here.
I've been an actress for 4 years. There are the most opportunities in perhaps all of the United States here in New York for legitimate actresses. In Hollywood, there are the films and the TV shows, but if you want to be on the stage, New York is the only place. Jobs are very scarce in New York in terms of acting. There are approximately, I'd say, about 35 theaters on Broadway, and about 17 of them are now in operation. Going to the theater in New York is so very expensive that people just aren't going anymore. Although New York is the cultural center of the United States, I think that perhaps only a token people are affected.
New York is the culture capital of the world. Don't knock it.
Being people to clean up their block. Some of Daytop's byproducts are surprising and they're exciting. This is the stage of an off-Broadway theater where Daytop residents tell their story behind the footlights to capacity audiences and to critical acclaim.
Or 30. Now you have a cast of 4 or 5.
It's like losing a very, very close relative, because we could have had a beautiful hotel and 2 lovely theaters, and we've just flushed that down the drain.